energy surrounds us and binds us.
What's up, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to our first ever Star Wars draft here on Carbonite Convos. Last week, we had our first ever draft, and we decided on MCU entrances, and today we are doing our first ever Star Wars draft in honor of Star Wars Podcast Day for the 5 ships that we would draft in the Star Wars galaxy. If you're watching this video, we really appreciate it. And this is also part of episode 85 of the Carbonite Convos podcast and part of National Star Wars Podcast Day 2023. So thank you for tuning in. And Alec, I'm ready to go if you are.
Yeah, man. I am so pumped to find out what's going to happen here. I have my list ready. I am very excited to see if we pick some of the same things. So without further ado, man, let's get into it.
Yep.
Do you have a coin pulled up?
I do. Just to give everybody a heads up, in honor of Star Wars Podcast Day, we're doing a draft of our 5 Star Wars ships. That could be anything from, well, I almost said a few ship names there, and I don't want to do that. Call it in the air. Go ahead.
Tails.
And it is heads. So this time I am
number
first.
1. You got the number 1.
All
I have
right,
a feeling you're going to take what I was going to take first overall, but
probably.
Let's hear it.
I don't know.
Man.
My number 1 is the Jedi Starfighter. So there's a couple different versions, but my favorite is the ones seen in Revenge of the Sith.
Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Anakin and Obi-Wan. That would definitely be my number one ship.
That was number
Jedi
1.
Starfighter.
Okay. That sucks. That's a good one. That's dude. That opening scene where R2 saves the day. It's super sick.
Oh yeah, especially when they get into attack mode too, like the flaps open, and it looks similar to a TIE fighter.
I've never
loved
yellow, but for some reason, Anakin's yellow stuff is so cool.
I know.
But all right, since you took that, I'm gonna take something somewhat similar in a way. I'm gonna go with Darth Vader's TIE fighter.
Damn. All right. That was on my list.
Specifically Vader's. Yep.
Do you know what the name of the ship is? TIE Advanced. So
really?
I did have that.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
All right. No biggie. My number 2, I'm gonna go with Slave 1. I think that it's just such a unique ship. The cannons that it drops has one of the coolest sounds in the history of noise, and I just think it's overall a dope ship. The fact that we see it in the original trilogy, it comes back in the prequel trilogy, I think that's, and then again in Mandalorian. So I think that ship is iconic, and I gotta go with Slave 1.
100%. Okay, so there's 2 I could go with here. God, I feel like I'm gonna regret doing this because I feel like one of them might be on your list as well, but I'm gonna go with Poe's X-Wing. Now,
Orange and black.
The orange and black, man, it's so clean.
No, that's cool. I didn't have that on my list. I would say my number 3 was gonna be the TIE Advanced. But going down the list now, mine is the Droid Tri-Fighter. So these are the ones where I actually have a Lego over here, but I can't get up and go get it. These are the ones where it has like 3 fins like this, and it has the circle right in the middle. Also going back to the Revenge of the Sith opening scene. So got to go with the Droid Tri-Fighter.
Very cool one. Wow, man. I completely forgot about that. That's super sick. Okay. Next up, this is number 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We got the new and improved and newly acquired by Din Djarin himself, the Naboo Starfighter, man. It's absolutely clean. Now, this new paint job that he's got makes it even better. So it's on there, man.
All right. I had that one on my list as well. So
is that your number 5?
That was my extra one, in case you took one. So now I'm gonna have to think because you've taken 2. My number 4 is just a typical X-wing. I think with those being the main ship flown by Luke throughout the entire saga, It's just too iconic. I love the way it's very, very skinny when it's in flight mode, and then in attack mode, it opens up into the X. So I got to go with the X-Wing.
The X-Wing, man. Yeah, like I mean, there's a reason I took Bose early. It's a dope ship to begin with. All right, my number 4 pick, man. I'm gonna go basic here. I'm sorry, but it's got to be picked. The Millennium Falcon, man. It's got to be on the list. Top tier Star Wars ship. I know it's, if depending on who you ask, it's not the prettiest looking, but what we know has happened in that ship and all the important things that have happened across the galaxy by the people that have been transported by that ship, I would want it on my list.
Agreed. You can't have a draft list of Star
Without
Wars
the Millennium
without it
being
being on there. I just, I didn't want to be the one.
Be
but
that
I knew
guy.
it had to be picked. And now I'm stuck because I picked 6 just in case. But now I'm kind of lost because I didn't think that you would take some of the ones that you did. Since you took the Darth Vader one, I'm gonna go with the TIE Fighter X3. I remember that I think this is a very similar one to Vader's ship, which is why I chose this one. I just remember having a toy of that when I was a kid. Well, one of many. But it was just a really cool toy that I had that, and I had the X-Wing. I assume it was Vader's. So, I hope it's not, too close. But
Yeah.
I'm going to put the TIE X3 since you took Vader's from me.
Okay. Much respect on that one. So to wrap this thing up, man, again, I'm going a little bit on the basic side here, but just like your last reasoning, this one's very nostalgic to me. And the reason I'm going to pick this is because it was my favorite thing to do in Star Wars Battlefront, the A-Wing.
A-Wing.
To go down and take down the AT-ATs, or the AT-ATs, if you will. I love playing that in the game. I love flying them around. I love how fast they were. And for that reason, they're on my list.
I liked playing on Hoth because if you got an A-Wing on Hoth, man, you're raking in the kills.
Yep.
The A-Wings are dope. So I think that's a good list. Do you remember your 5 off the top of your head?
We went with Vader. What was the actual name of it? The TIE Advanced. The TIE Advanced. We have Poe's X-Wing. We went with Din's new Naboo Starfighter. We went with, what was my 4?
The Falcon.
4 was the Falcon. How can I forget? And lastly, the A-Wing.
And then mine, rounding it off, was the Jedi Starfighter, Slave 1, the Droid Tri-Fighter, an X-Wing, and then to round it off, it was the TIE Fighter X3. So I think those are definitely some good ships. I was surprised neither of us went with, like one of the big fleet ships, like a Dreadnought or something.
Well,
like
what's
this.
funny is I almost went with the, what is it called, the Hammerhead?
Yeah.
From
Even
Rogue
so,
One.
that's like so small.
Yeah.
Like it's bigger than the traditional ship, but it's obviously smaller than a fleet size.
Right.
But no, that's dope. So did we mainly pick Starfighters? I think literally every single one we was a Starfighter. But everybody, we really appreciate you tuning in to our second draft here on Carbonite Convos. And until the next time you're on the show, like always, may the Force be with you. All right, so I am ready to get to the tier list now. Alec, if you want to share the screen, let's get this rolling.
Going here.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.